Rocky Mountain Sasquatch organization. We're searching for Bigfoot in Colorado along the Gunnison River near a recent sighting report that was sent to us a day or two after it happened. We got out here as soon as we could to start looking around. It happened in Orchard Mesa, south of Grand Junction. On the side that the sighting happened, the Gunnison River flows around that and then empties into the Colorado River, and then on the north side through Grand Junction, the north side of this Orchard Mesa, is the Colorado River. We find ourselves bigfooting and searching for Bigfoot in this area quite often. We go up to the Grand Mesa because of the sighting reports there, and then along the Gunnison River near the Black Canyon of Montrose, another Bigfoot sighting there. So we don't think Bigfoot's hanging out at the local Walmart, so we head for the hills. The person that sent us the sighting report believes that the creature come down out of the canyons following the river, and so it makes sense for us to take a look along this river. It's a really rough time of year, so what goes through my head is, what are the food sources in the area this time of year? Obviously, the Bigfoot was probably a little desperate to come into town and get spotted behind someone's home. So we're going to look around for the resources. We found some turkeys, herds of elk. The turkey were eating service berries. We also saw rose hips that are still out there. And then we saw just thousands of acres of oak brush, and the oak brush have the acorns, and they drop the acorns, and you can find acorns all winter long and into the spring. They stay good. So we were shocked to see all of the resources, and down in the valley there was very little snow. A little bit higher in the hills we found snow and ice, but a lot of resources. It makes sense for Bigfoot to be in this area this time of year. We're going to film the areas we were looking for Bigfoot while we were out here, and we're going to give you guys the sighting report that was sent to us that motivated us to come out during the winter to take a look around for Bigfoot. Kim Shaper writes, RMSO. I apologize if I pronounce your last name incorrectly. It looks like Kim Shaper to me. Here's her Bigfoot sighting report that just happened recently. Our house is on the edge of a town in a semi-rural area known as Orchard Mesa. On its western side, it extends into canyons, into the Colorado National Monument, which is similar to a small Grand Canyon. These canyons extend south into the La Salle mountain range by the border of Arizona, New Mexico, and Utah. On the eastern side, there are fields, farms, vineyards, pastures, and small hills that connect to the bottom of the Grand Mesa, a 10,000-foot high mountain range, the largest mesa platform in the country, having alpine fields and hundreds of lakes. The Colorado River threads through the Orchard Mesa, coming from some direction of the Grand Mesa. The river in this section is heavily wooded on both sides, with deer, bear, skunk, raccoons, owls, eagles, rabbits that frequent the river, as well as fish. Mountain goats and lions are also in the area. We have a few apple trees in the garden section, and our neighbors also. There are grapes on the vines, and we have a mulberry tree. This region is also known for its famous peaches and sweet corn. The farmlands by our house have multiple crops of all kinds imaginable, and even fields of lavender. Our house is on a half an acre of land and is enclosed with a high wooden fence. In the back section of the yard, there is a section off our old garden. Our neighbors only have a wire fence that our dogs would go through, so we keep it blocked off. There's a bigger, older shed the size of a garage close to our house. It is connected to a smaller metal shed by a wooden gate. This 8-foot-high shed has nothing next to it on all sides. These sheds block off the section with the old garden. No one has been back there in the last 2 years. On Monday night, December 2nd, 2019, one of my dogs goes running out of the dog door barking. The other dog follows. They're barking like when people are walking behind the house by the canal and the small road there. But the barking is frantic and is focused on one area. I jump out of the bed, worried the dogs will be bitten by a rabid raccoon, and grab a flashlight, which I keep in a cupboard close by. I go out the door and down to the 3 short cement stairs while shining the flashlight toward the dogs. They are barking at the bottom right side of the small shed where it is attached to the fence with the section of the garden area. Something is behind the shed. I don't want to go over there to get them, to drag them away, so I yell, "Come on! Come here!" They immediately turn and run toward me, grateful I don't have to drag them back to the house. I know it can't be a bear since they started hibernating in mid-November, and if it were, it would most likely run off or roar at them. A cat would have run off, and if it were loose pit bulls that have been heard jumping fences and getting cats, it would fight back. The dogs run up to me, and I open the door to hustle them in. I keep shining the light toward the area. This flashlight is so strong it literally lights up the entire backyard. It is a 1500 lumen light, and it lights up like daylight. And you shine it so you don't have to swing it around. You only need to hold it in one area, and the entire area for many feet on both sides light up like daylight. I step over a little closer in the direction of the small shed, being cautious not to go all the way over to where they are barking at something. I see someone moving behind the shed toward the back on the left, which is by my neighbor's wire fence. I think, crap, someone's back there. Who is it now? Why can I see them moving behind the shed so high up? There's nothing to stand on. Did my crazy neighbors build a platform back there that they are standing on? There are people who break into houses in this area. It looks like they have a tannish looking coat on, and they are sort of hunched over. What are they doing? This person is moving really slowly, like they are shuffling while looking down at the ground. I wonder why they are not reacting to the light. This all happened a matter of seconds. Now they are moving from the left corner toward the right corner of the shed, but they are moving in a normal way. They are gliding. It's not like someone walks, you see their head go up and down, or an animal with walking motions. I wonder if it's a cat or a raccoon walking on the top of the shed, and that they must have jumped up there since there's nothing to stand on and it's made of metal, so they couldn't have clawed their way up. I step back toward the door and into the house as fast as I can. I think frantically, should I wake up John? What do I do? Oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. He won't believe me. I mean, he knows these things exist, but he won't believe me that it's here in our yard. Why? It's just too much of a coincidence. The only other times I had encounters were not visual. The last one was April, Easter weekend, in Dubuque Canyon. The next day I go out and take pictures behind the shed. There are parts on the grass that resemble giant footprints, but too much grass to be certain. It is evident something was walking around out there, but it couldn't have been a bear or raccoon. As for the Bigfoot the night before, it was behind the 8-foot tall shed, so it had to be at least a foot above it, a 9-foot tall Bigfoot. I'll take pictures to show measurements of the shed and the footprint type marks, as well as the tamped down areas of the grass. This is Kelly Shaw from RMSO responding. I will provide a link down in the description of this video on YouTube that takes you to the blog post with all of Kim's photos of the shed, her backyard, where the Bigfoot was standing. She even shows how high its head was over her 8-foot tall shed. And I would like to respond to Kim. Appreciate the details of your encounter and experience. Our team has spent many years doing Bigfoot expeditions into that area because of the sightings and evidence from that part of Colorado. We were very excited to get your Bigfoot sighting report because we do frequent that area 2 to 3 times a year. We do expeditions there, and it was just awesome getting a recent sighting that we could go and follow up on. We love the area. We love the Bigfoot sightings that come out of the area. You're not the only one in the outskirts of towns in that area that have had Bigfoot come into your yard. Out in Montrose, it was actually looking in the bedroom window, and there was a couple of teenage boys that just freaked out and actually shot a hole through the window at the creature. It scared them so bad. I will include a link in the description of this video to many of the sighting reports that we have followed up on in the general area of Montrose, the Grand Mesa, Hotchkiss, and so forth. We'd love to get these Bigfoot sightings. It helps us with our research, especially areas like this where there are multiple sightings. Definitely a reason for Bigfoot to be here. We have discovered that the Bigfoot is often spotted near creeks that flow into the Gunnison and the Colorado. It seems like Bigfoot follows the creeks and rivers in these areas. I hope you guys enjoyed this Bigfoot sighting report and a look at the Gunnison River and some of the creeks around the area where the sighting happened. Keep on watching. We're going to keep on squatching. Which side of the pine tree did you see them on?
In front and to the left. It might not be tracks. It might just be a strip of melted something.
Go see what it was eating.